What's happening, everybody? All right, so I'm doing a little bit of housekeeping with Little Miss Revlon, and something caught my attention, and I wanted to share it with you guys. Show this to you guys. The inside of the snout of the supercharger, very clean. No signs of oil, anything like that. No catch can. I'm not running any type of catch can system on this car, and I really don't need to. Everywhere that there is an orifice, I don't know if you can see down in there, way in the very back, it's not dragging oil across the snout, anything like that. About the most you might be able to account for is maybe a little bit of oil vapor misting way in the very back on the rotors, but that's really about it. But that's really not the point of this video. This is really the whole point of the video that I am putting together right here. So what I couldn't really show properly was the throat of this snout. It was actually coated with a really light dusting of, well, dust. And a lot of that dust just didn't come up. It didn't really show on camera very well, but I did want to clean that off of there. And you can contribute that to running that cold air system. Pretty interesting. Even though I am pretty diligent about keeping this thing oiled and keeping it very much maintained, there's still going to be a light dusting coming through the system. Now, obviously, we're not talking about a whole lot, and the majority of it really was on that rag right here in the center, where it was really more just on the bottom part of that snout, but not too much anywhere else, mainly right in there and a little bit on the top side. So for reference with the paper filter, I just never really noticed that level of dusting on the snout. So I just wanted to bring this to y'all's attention. If you're running one of these very high flowing filters, one of the things that you're going to give up, a sacrifice, if you will, the compromise is going to be an actual filtration. Now, is it a big deal? Well, probably not for me, because this car is not a daily driver. I don't drive it in dusty conditions. I think you get the idea. But if you daily your car, you're driving that thing around a whole lot with one of these very high flow filters, you may be actually doing a little bit more harm to your car than you may realize. For reference, here's the backside of the throttle body, and really not a whole lot to take in with this, but there is a little bit of a dust ring around that butterfly where there really wasn't much of that going on before. All right, guys, I got to button this girl back up, but in short, in closing, if you're running one of those filters, make sure that you're keeping it clean. And if you are running one of those filters, you're probably going to want to go through and do a little bit of housekeeping and make sure you don't have any buildup going on in your snout or in your manifold. And that's a wrap. Y'all have a great one. Adios.